Tesham tathagato yavatat Tesham chayo nirodha Evam vati mahashamanaye swaha. Okay, so during the group discussion, there's one question which is very important about the love and affection versus attachment. Page, I don't know whether it's the same page 213. The title is Dependent Origination and Emptiness, a compilation of excerpts from Sutras and Treatises. Page 213, is it? Now just see one or two of the pages up, down. The next page. Dependent Origination and Emptiness, the title. 208. 208. Okay, 208. Okay, do you see, maybe one or two pages down, do you see the section by Saint, section which reads Saint Saraha's writings? Do you see that?
Yes. Which page 210?
Page 210.
Starts by entering into emptiness.
Yes. Okay. So there's one group discussing on how the mother's love and affection, while it is so precious, how can it not be attachment? So, in other words, whether or not we can have the mother's love and affection without attachment, whether or not this is possible. And this one. The next point is that the Buddha's teachings, keep in mind that what's wrong with attachment? Right? Don't say that, oh, attachment is very good and very bad, anger is very bad, these are the destructive emotions, these are afflictive. No. Don't start with this. Start with, so why anger is bad? Why attachment is bad? Do these things have relevance to what you are seeking? What are you seeking?
Liberation.
Infinite happiness and? Fearlessness. So technically speaking, in the Buddhist context, nirvana and Buddhahood. In a secular context, fearlessness and infinite happiness. That's what you're seeking. Just see, don't think of anything else. Oh, this is bad, this you should not be doing it. Leave that aside. Say attachment. Does it hamper? Does it harm you from achieving the fearlessness and the infinite happiness? You're getting it? Does it hamper? If it hampers, it's bad. Right? Bad and good, there's no hard and fast rule. It's on the basis of what takes you away from the fearlessness, achieving fearlessness, and the infinite happiness. What takes you away from that, that is bad. What takes you closer towards that, that is good. There's no hard and fast rule to say that, oh, this is negative, this is positive, and so forth. Anything which takes you away from achieving fearlessness and infinite happiness, that is bad. Anything which takes you closer towards infinite happiness and fearlessness, this is good, this is virtue. Okay, this is how. So the point is that with attachment, the problem with attachment is why it is bad. With the attachment, accompanying the attachment is a pain. Do you agree with me? Accompanying the attachment is pain. So mother's love for the child. When the child goes through difficulties, then the mother could not bear the pain. The pain is so acute. You're getting it? Attachment, accompanying feelings, pain. So this you don't want. How many you want the pain? Pain accompanying the love and affection? Nobody wants. Because of that, that is harmful. Now, is there a possibility where you can have the love and affection without the pain accompanying that? This is the question. Don't say no. To say no is very easy. Charles Darwin already said it. You don't have to say it again. Right? Charles Darwin already said it. It's not possible. Buddha said, yes, it's possible. How possible? I will read this passage. By entering into emptiness, but devoid of compassion. So compassion, attachment, these two are very similar. You're getting it? Say, when you enter into emptiness, you go into fearlessness. But if you don't have the compassion, one will not find the supreme path. Supreme path meaning path that takes you to the supreme enlightenment, Buddhahood. Whereas by meditating upon compassion alone, compassion, love, affection, attachment, only this side, but without the emptiness meditation, one will not attain liberation. You will not liberate from the pains of samsara. So the pain will be there if the wisdom of emptiness is not there. If the wisdom of emptiness is not there, the pain will always be there, but remain in samsara. Whereas if you have the compassion, the feeling of love and affection, plus the wisdom of emptiness, then the benefit of love and affection is there, and the demerit of attachment, the pain, will not be there. The one capable of grasping the unity of the two. Which two? Compassion, which means feeling of closeness, and the wisdom of emptiness will not remain in samsara, so will not remain in the pains of samsara, will not have the pain. Will not have the pain of samsara because of the wisdom of emptiness, and no will abide in the personal nirvana. Personal nirvana, instead of going to Buddhahood, will not remain there because of the compassion. Right? So in other words, you will acquire a state whereby you can have infinite love. The love that a mother feels towards a child, that affection multiply if they're the same. For a mother, mother knows that mother in general, I'm not talking about all the mothers, right? Mother in general, the love of the mother towards the child is very intense. And when the mother sees the problem with the child, the pain simply increases. And if the love is 1 unit, the pain is 1 unit. If the love is 10 units, accompanying pain is 10 units. And if the love is infinite, the pain is going to be infinite. Right? Okay. Whereas the Buddha said this is not true. So this love you can increase, but it's not necessary that pain should increase. Whereas Charles Darwin said, the love increase, pain will increase. Whereas the Buddha said, not necessary, because the Buddha introduced the concept of emptiness. This concept of emptiness is what Charles Darwin could not understand, could not find. This is the difference. So the Buddha said that the love and affection is so precious, so precious. At the same time, if not accompanied by the wisdom of emptiness, then it can also, the side effect of that is, without wisdom of emptiness, the side effect is pain. As the love increases, the pain also increases exponentially. So, how to get rid of this? To have the love, but without pain is, have the love to counteract the pain, you have the wisdom of emptiness. You getting it? So this is what we're going to learn the 5 days, remaining 5 days. Okay, so this was a very good, meaningful question being discussed. I can see during the group discussion. Okay, this is the core. Now, going back to the main point, is that what we learned is that finally how to get into the metal stains. And the metal stains, to get into that, there are 2 ways of getting rid of this. One is the superficial removal, and the other one is removing from the root. How to remove how to remove from the surface? We discussed about first remove the contaminant karmas, negative karmas. How to remove negative karmas? Then we talked about the 10 non-virtuous karmas, 10 non-virtuous actions. And of the 10 non-virtuous actions, we finished the 3 physical, 4 verbal. And now we are doing the 3 mental. Okay, 3 mental. We see that, what are the 3 mental negative karmas? What are they? Wrong views, malice, covetousness. Very good. Covetousness, malice, and the wrong view. Covetousness meaning the desire for others' possession. No, covetousness means attachment. Envy means, the jealous. Covetous means a desire. Okay, for example, say if somebody has the nice watch, and then you look at it, oh, how I wish I have that. How I wish if I have similar to this is fine, it's not a problem. How I wish that I have that. So this is only, in this world you will find only one. Whatever she has on hand, this is only one in this world. So how to get it? How to get it? Either stealing or bullying or whatever. Right? So this can create so much of problems. Covetousness can create so much of problems. For example, in worst cases, in the history of humanity, so many wars were fought over the land owned by the other people. You cannot buy the same land. So what is the best thing to do? Conquer. Conquer means where to fight. Without fighting, people will not give you the land for free. So fighting, all these things happens in a family. Family discord happens all because of this. In the family discord, family divorce, all these things are happening because of these problems, because of covetousness. And then on the national level, the fights were happening all because of this, covetousness. So covetousness is what is identified as extremely negative karma, negative action. So covetous because of the greed. Then the other side is the malice, ill will, wanting to harm others. Anger is one thing. Anger is, okay, I don't like this person, but not necessarily will harm the other person. But the malice is very strong. Anger, and then not only anger, the anger manifests in a very gross form to really harm the other person, to see how to destroy that person. This malice, ill will. And then finally, all these things, malice and the covetousness, they're all happening because of the wrong view. Number 3, wrong view. What is wrong view? Wrong view is not believing in the law of cause and effect relationship. Not believing the law of cause and effect relationship. While physics is operating on the basis of cause and effect, except for the quantum physics. Quantum physics, and there's a concept of randomness and the non-determinism. All these things are there in quantum physics. Otherwise, the relativity theory, classical Newtonian physics, and how the cosmic, the macro world operates is on the basis of the law of cause and effect relationship. Okay, so if you disbelieve in the law of cause and effect relationship, then the problems arise. Then the covetousness, ill will, everything arises. As long as I'm strong, I can do anything to destroy others, not to give chance to other people. As long as I'm strong, I can just still grab others' property, others' possessions. So this is what creates all the problems in the family, in the community, on the national level, international level. All these problems are happening because of that. Okay, so just see how to refrain from these 10 non-virtuous actions. 1. What is next?
I don't know what's next, but can I ask about covetousness?
Yes.
So if you're in a supermarket or in a shopping mall, is it then covetousness to look at the windows and think, oh, I really like that?
I said no, because this is something anybody can go and buy.
Okay, so buying is not...
No, it's not a problem. Covetousness is what creates problem, right? How to get how to get, you know, for example, say your beautiful locket. Oh, it's so beautiful and you don't want to give it. Snatch it, right? The covetousness is the one, greed, which is desirous of the possessions already possessed by somebody. Whereas in the shopping malls, these things are possessed by others, but meant to be sold. Not meant to be used by themselves, meant to be sold, right? That is deliberately meant to be discarded. But whereas the possessions that, for example, my watch, my book, these things are for my personal use. And then somebody craves for this, means that the fight can happen, right? All these fights happen in the family. All these problems because of, right? I don't go family issues, all because of that. Yeah. Okay. So that is the one. That is how to curb, how to to stop the negative non-virtuous karmas. What is next?
How to do good? Remove from the road. Gross afflictions.
Gross afflictions. Very good. Thank you. Okay, we talked about the contaminant karmas, affliction, the gross affliction. Something we learned already, right? We didn't learn. I'm sorry. We didn't learn about this?
Yes.
Huh? We didn't learn. We learn. Okay, gross afflictions. Gross afflictions meaning predominantly gross afflictions. You see the gross afflictions: attachment, aversion, and the ignorance. Very gross ignorance. Very gross ignorance. Okay. Attachment, aversion. To counter the attachment, then it is to think about the drawbacks of the objects to which one feel attached to. For example, impurities, imperfection, and so forth. The more we think about this, automatically attachment will, diminish. Then aversion, to meditate on compassion. The counterforce is compassion. And for ignorance, of course, we have to build the wisdom. And then for the arrogance, there are many ways. One of which is to think about dependent origination. Dependent origination. This is amazing. When you really understand the dependent origination concept so well, arrogance will automatically come down. When the dependent origination understanding is not there, then the arrogance automatically arises. So arrogance, just dismissing others, and you think that I know a lot. This is sheer the indication of the ignorance of the dependent origination. When it's a dependent origination, for me, how come that you have learned so much? You have learned so much. Because I got the opportunity, right? If others get the opportunity, they will also learn more than me. It's a matter of opportunity. And it's because of the kindness of my teachers. It's not that I'm so great. My teachers are so kind. They gave me them. And the books are so kind. In the absence of these books, I cannot learn anything. Here, because of the opportunity, meeting with these brilliant teachers, meeting with the books, the opportunities, the centers, and people who are working in the center. For example, here, Maria created this situation. And people, the Zarina, then the Henry, and then the Stina, Honey, right? So the people, they are there working, and because of this, then, so we can get the opportunity to smile, right? And then even the space, who created, he gave the space for us, just 1 week slot there, right? 1 week slot there, we got a space, now people are cooking for us. And then, because of these things, we don't have to worry about it. And then we can talk about, compassion without anger, with anger, compassion, attachment, and then reincarnation. All this we can talk about very freely, because we have, time. So this time is created because of the kindness of others. So the moment you think about this, it's all because of the opportunity that I got, that I learned something. It's because of the opportunity that I got, that I'm wealthy. Because of the opportunity that I got the position. Because of the opportunity that I got this. All because of the opportunities and the kindness of other people. That I'm, whatever little that I have now, the knowledge or whatever, it's all because of them. The moment you feel that, then if this opportunity, what if others who do not know anything, now I dismiss these people. If they got the same opportunity, then they will dismiss me, right? Wow, that's amazing. I have nothing to feel arrogant about myself. It's all because of the kindness of others. Others, if they get the opportunity, they will do the same thing. That's amazing. So, the more we know the dependent origination concept, the more humble we will become, the more embracing we will become. This is so beautiful concept. So the moment arrogance comes to being, which means that we don't know the dependent origination. Okay, so this is arrogance. So with this, the point is that the gross afflictions, they have the respective counter forces to mitigate the power of these gross afflictions. What is next? What is next? Inappropriate attention. Inappropriate attention. Okay, inappropriate attention. Say, for example, okay, let's say, for example, oh, the Finnish weather is so terrible, it's so cold, right? Finnish weather is so cold, it's so cold. Okay, so you have not been to, which means that you have not been to Arctic Circle. Right? If you're going to be to this Arctic Circle, come back to Finland, wow, pleasant, we're in paradise. Right? We're in paradise. Amazing. Wow. The same weather, for some people it gives such a joy. So for some people they feel, oh, it just makes you go down. You're getting it? The same weather is how you think. When you fail to see things in relative terms, automatically you go down. You will see things are so terribly bad, terribly good, and so forth. Whereas if you see things in relative terms, your mind will be very calm, stable. Once what happened was that in Delhi, most of you, what the weather's like. What's the weather like in Delhi now? Any idea? Okay, that's wise. Okay, let's say in May, June. May, June? Terribly hot, frying in oven, right? 47 degrees centigrade. 47 degrees centigrade. And if it drops to 42, everybody was so happy. Today is 42, we are so happy. Right? In Finland, 42, everybody said, what happened? Right? In Delhi, people say 42, wow, we're so lucky. Okay. So what happened? I flew from Delhi to Pune, one city, another city, and then I started to feel the breeze. Wow, so pleasant. And my host came to pick me up, received me at the airport, and the host was saying, Geshe, it's so hot. I said, no, you must be joking. It's so pleasant, it's so cool breeze. No. He was sweating. He says, it's so hot. I said, no, it's so pleasant. He said, no, it's so hot. I said, okay. Now I realize how kind is Delhi, how beautiful is Delhi. Because of Delhi, I get the opportunity to appreciate all the other places in the world. Wherever I go, I could feel the breeze. It's all because of Delhi. It's all because of Delhi that I get the opportunity to appreciate all. Wow, I feel so happy for Delhi. Thank you so much for being who you are, Delhi. Right? So there, we see things in relative terms. What can agitate you can give you joy. What can agitate you can give you joy. Some people said, oh, you are in Delhi. It's so terrible. How do you survive? I said, what are you saying? Delhi is such a beautiful place. Amazing good place for me. How come? Because Delhi, look, you won't believe. From my house, I'm supposed to be flying to Malaysia that very day. The same day, first I go to my office. Do my office work. The same day I'm flying, I go to the office, I do my office work. Then visa not confirmed. My visa was not confirmed. Still, I don't have the travel document with me. It's in the consulate. We're not sure if the visa is going to be or not. If you are far away from Delhi, it's impossible. Right? If the visa is not confirmed, you cannot go to office. You have to chase the consulate. So I'm not worried. I go to the office, I did not work, and then I did all the briefing to the office. My bag is ready there, right? Ready to go to the airport. The moment I get the information that, okay, now your visa is out, I go to the airport. If your visa is not out, I can still work in the office. Amazing. If I'm not in Delhi, how can I do this? Amazing opportunity. Wow. No way in the world you will get this opportunity. Delhi is giving me this opportunity. Amazing. You can work in the office. Right? Don't worry. Right? If you don't get a visa, finish. Keep working. Right? So you're not neglecting your work. If you travel, fine. Whereas if you're in some other place far away from Delhi, first you have to come to Delhi. All your works are delayed. All your works have been, they hang up. Okay, so then we see that inappropriate attention, meaning that false character, Delhi is terribly bad, or they feel that they're so cold, all these false characterization of the object, is happening. For that, the countermeasure is to see things in relative terms. Everything is relative, right? There's nothing, the absolute good, absolute bad, and so forth. It's all how you view your outlook, right? Okay, you see this, your life will be very easy, your life will be very comfortable, your life will be very easy. There's no problem, right? In Delhi, once it was terrible hot, 46, 47 degrees centigrade. And then one of my friends told me that, Geshe, how do you survive? Delhi is so hot. I said that I'm getting free sauna in Delhi. Yeah, it's free sauna. It's 24 hours free. Whereas if you go to the hotel for sauna, if you stay there for like 2 or 3 hours, people will say, they knock on the door. Hey, now time up. But it's free sauna. Yeah, that's true. People have to pay. We don't have to pay.
Very polluted sauna.
Yeah, very polluted. This makes your immune system stronger. Sometimes they say that when you suffer from tuberculosis, the doctors they deliberately give you injection with the tuberculosis bacteria to build your immune system so that they can fight against the bacteria, tuberculosis bacteria. So therefore, this makes you stronger. And people in Delhi, they live for 80, 90 years. People in Finland also live for 80, 90 years. It's not that Finland people live for 200 years. Delhi people live for only 30 years. If Delhi people live for only 30 years because of pollution, Finland people live for another 200 years. That's amazing. But it's not like the reality is both live for like 80, 90 years. That's it. You're getting it? So the thing is that our body can learn a lot. Our body can learn a lot, but don't subject this to extreme. There's a range. Within that range, our body can learn a lot, can adjust. Our body has the mechanism to adjust. Our body, say, can take the heat up to like, say, 38, 39, easily. Whereas the Finland people, 38 means hell. Except in the sauna, yeah, that's true. And then sauna, wow, it's so pleasant. What pleasant? It's 38, 39, 40. 80. You see, 80, you say it's pleasant. Come to Delhi, it's pleasant every day. Right? Okay, so this is one thing. In other words, to see things in relative terms. We have to learn this skill. If you learn the skill, wherever you are very happy, right? Wherever you are happy. Okay. Also, this one thing. What is next?
Self-grasping ignorance.
Yes, finally self-grasping ignorance. How to get rid of self-grasping ignorance? This is something, without a study, reflection, meditation, we cannot do away with this. All others, say the gross contaminant karmas, negative karmas, you don't require Buddhist philosophy. Even the very decent non-religious people, will not engage in negative karmas. Afflictions, gross afflictions, even the very decent non-religious people, they will stay away from negative these afflictions such as attachment, anger, jealousy. They say attachment, anger, they are not good, they will destroy me. They know that. And then even the least of the religious people, they know the relativity of things. Good and bad things, they're all relative. Very experienced people, they know they're all, they're relative. They're all relative. Know that. But this is the wisdom of the self-grasping ignorance, which without a study, reflection and meditation, it is impossible in the first place to identify what the self-grasping ignorance is. It is impossible. It is for this reason that the Buddha Shakyamuni's teaching becomes very special. Only the Buddha Shakyamuni's teaching, only with the advent of the Buddha Shakyamuni on this earth, that this teaching, how to tackle the self-grasping ignorance, was taught. Before him, after him, nobody could teach this. Nobody could even identify what the self-grasping ignorance is. So many of them identified the self-centered attitude, but they could not identify the self-grasping ignorance. Okay, so that makes the Buddha's teaching very special. Now, to eradicate this self-grasping ignorance, it must be done in steps. Self-grasping ignorance, there's no way by which to get rid of it superficially, right? Self-grasping ignorance, it has to be gotten rid of. The only means by which to do so is the means to curb from the root self-grasping ignorance. For that matter, we need to study what is known as the 4 seals of the Buddha's teachings. The 4 seals.
Question.
Yes.
Grasping, my dictionary gives the word greedy. It's not greedy.
Okay, grasping is like this, holding so tightly, holding tightly. This is grasping. What is the?
Finish. He said the word. What grasping is?
Very good. Okay. What's the word? Target dominant. Yes. Okay. The 4 seals. These 4 teachings, just 4 lines. It's a very comprehensive teaching, and these 4 lines, the 4 seals. This is the teaching, which is the ground for all Buddhist teachings. The ground for all Buddhist teachings, Theravada, the teachings available in Pali tradition. Chinese Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism, and then from Chinese Buddhism, then the Japanese Buddhism, Zen, then the Korean Buddhism, then the Vietnamese Buddhism, and these, and then from Tibet, predominate the ethnic Mongolian areas, and all along the Himalayan belt is the Tibetan Buddhism spread. Okay, all Buddhism, the ground must be the 4 seals. If you don't know the 4 seals, if you don't practice the 4 seals, ideally we are not practicing Buddhism. No matter how much retreat that you sit, we are not really practicing Buddhism. So what are the 4 seals? All composite things are impermanent. Number 1, seal 1. Seal 2, all contaminated things are of suffering nature. Everything is within the nature of emptiness, selflessness. Transcending sorrow is absolute peace. All composite things are impermanent. Number 1, all composite things are impermanent. Number 2, all contaminated things are suffering nature. All contaminated things are suffering nature. Number 3, everything is of the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Everything is of the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Everything is the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Number 4, transcending sorrow is absolute peace. Transcending sorrow is absolute peace. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are suffering nature. Everything is the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Transcending sorrow is absolute peace. Okay, these four lines are referred to as the seals. Seals. For example, say why these are referred to as the seals. For example, if a government seals a building, what's the meaning?
They will close it.
Huh?
They will close it.
Close it. Nobody is to touch this. Nobody is to use this. Shut it. Close it down. When the government seals it, means that nobody is to touch it. Only when the government says, okay, now the seal is lifted, then you can use it. Otherwise, till that point, it is sealed, meaning that nobody can touch it. Okay, so the Buddha's teachings are of two kinds. One, and look, the Buddha's teachings is the Buddha's teachings, it's amazing, extremely practical. He said that some of my teachings, depending on where you are, the place, the person, time, the teachings can change. What I taught may not hold true in some places. What holds true in one place may not hold true in another place. What holds true in one time may not hold true in other times. Right? But these four lines, these four teachings hold true at all times for anybody who seeks fearlessness. Anybody who seeks fearlessness, we cannot achieve that fearlessness until and unless you embrace the practice of the four seals. This holds true at all places, at all times, with everyone, across the board of time, the space, time, and person. This is the meaning of the four seals. Okay. The first one. What's the first seal? All composite things are impermanent. And some people, they say that, okay, the Buddha taught that everything is impermanent. Buddha taught that everything is impermanent. How many agree with that? Buddha taught that everything is impermanent. Raise hands. Buddha taught everything is impermanent. Okay, which means that emptiness is far away for us. First we have to study this. The Buddha did not say everything is impermanent. Buddha said all composite things are impermanent. Did not say everything is impermanent. With the third, the Buddha said everything is of the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Right? Okay. So which means that we have to have another 2 months retreat. Emptiness far away. Emptiness is far away for the time being. I'm being too ambitious. Maria has been too ambitious. How she described the Finland audience. It's the Finnish people. So I asked what to teach. Because we cannot cover everything what we cover in the Bodhicitta retreat. I cannot cover it within the 6 days. What to teach? Should I focus on Bodhicitta or emptiness? What? I can do just part of it. Then she put it so nicely. How? Finnish people, they are very intellectual. Which means they are already very bright, Which means she was expecting to teach emptiness directly. But then first seal is missing. How to jump? First seal is missing. All composite things are impermanent. The Buddha did not say everything is impermanent. You're getting it? Only the composite things are impermanent. This question. This point. So what does it mean by composite? Is there a phenomenon known as phenomenon which is non-composite? If there is something which is non-composite, there must be. If not, why the Buddha should say all composite things are impermanent. Why the Buddha did not say everything is impermanent? Okay, so for that matter, what you have to know is that anything that exists in this universe, anything that exists in the universe. Now I'm going to go into the taxonomy of the phenomena, or the classification of the phenomena. Everything that exists in this universe, in other words, phenomena can be classified into two: permanent and impermanent. You got it? Okay. Impermanent phenomena, or let's put it like this. First, say the permanent and impermanent too. The permanent phenomena and non-composite phenomena, these two are synonymous. Permanent phenomena and non-composite phenomena, these two are synonymous. Impermanent phenomena and composite phenomena, these two are synonymous. You getting it? Okay, this is what we have to know. Then the composite phenomena, which is impermanent phenomena, is further classified into three: physical form, mind, and the non-associated compositional factors. Okay, impermanent phenomena, all composite phenomena, can be classified into three. What are they? Form, mind, and non-associated compositional factors. Don't worry, just note them down. I'll explain. Okay, composite phenomena is classified into three. What are they? Form, mind, and non-associated compositional factors. Non-associated compositional factors. Okay, you may be wondering, well, physical form is easy. Form, like your hand, the flower, the food that we eat, the table, your body, the house, the vegetations, and so forth. And the sound that hear, the smell that you smell, the taste, the tactility, all these are physical form. And the mind is, which is immaterial in the form of experience. Immaterial in the form of experience. There is your mind. For example, happiness. I experience happiness. I'm a little unhappy today. Okay. I feel a little compassionate. Today my mind is more clear. My mind is more clear. Or today I can focus more. So this is all mental. The mind is all the facets of the mind. Then what is third?
Non-associated compositional factors.
Non-associated composition factors. Non-associated meaning, non-associated composition factors meaning, let's say, anything which is not a physical form, nor mental, but still the composed phenomena, but still impermanent phenomena. Impermanent phenomena which is not physical form, which is not mental, this is non-associated composition factor. Okay. In other words, non-associated, not directly associated as a physical, not directly associated as a mental, and still being composite is known as non-associated compositional factor. Like I. Okay. Like, let's see. Okay. Let's say Maria. Maria is not physical body. Maria is not mind. But Maria is a person. Maria is an impermanent phenomena. It's not as directly not associated as a physical form, not associated as a mind, but still impermanent phenomena. So this is non-associated composition phenomena. Composition factor, composition phenomena, same. Okay, this is the impermanent phenomena. You get it? Okay, good. Now the Buddha said all composite things are impermanent. Anything which is composed of physical parts, material parts, or temporal parts. Material parts or temporal parts, they should necessarily be impermanent. For example, my body is composed of physical parts, My mind is composed of temporal parts. Temporal meaning parts in time. For example, my mind does not have physical parts, but my mind has temporal parts. For example, when I say, okay, I'm happy today. What is today? Today is 24 hours. First hour mind, second hour mind, third hour mind, fourth hour mind. So these are the parts in time. These are the parts not in space. These are the parts in time. In other words, physical forms have parts in time and space both. Whereas for the mind, it has parts only in time, not in space. Mind has only temporal parts. It does not have spatial parts. Whereas for the physical forms, they have both parts, temporal parts as well as spatial parts. Spatial meaning the space, parts in space, directional parts. Okay, this is the meaning of the composite phenomenon. Then all composite phenomena, they're impermanent. For example, say let's say this composite phenomenon. Now impermanence. Impermanence has the two versions, two kinds, gross impermanence and subtle impermanence. Gross impermanence is the impermanence where the continuum comes to an end. Where the continuum can come to an end. This is a gross impermanent phenomena. For example, 2018. 2018 is an impermanent phenomenon. And now the continuum has already come to an end. 2018 is gone. Okay, one. And then likewise, for example, let's say your childhood. Your childhood is gone. The continuum has stopped now. Childhood continuum is gone. And for example, let's say our great parents, our ancestors, they're all gone. That is gross impermanence. What is subtle impermanence? Subtle impermanence is the momentariness involved. Say, impermanent phenomena may not necessarily have the gross impermanence. Impermanent may not necessarily have gross impermanence. For example, can you give me an example where example of an impermanent phenomena which does not have, whose continuum does not come to an end? Can you give me some examples of impermanent phenomena whose continuum does not come to an end?
Time.
Raise your hands.
Time.
Time, very good. Okay, time, there's yes, okay, we can discuss a little bit about this, yes.
Space and nirvana.
Space, there are two kinds, composite phenomena and non-composite. Nirvana is always non-composite, it's not a composite phenomena. I'm asking about composite phenomena, impermanent phenomena, okay. Okay, can you give me an example of impermanent phenomena whose continuum will never come to an end? Okay, time is a good example. Consciousness, very good. Consciousness, our mind, consciousness, the continuum never comes to an end. Very good.
How do you define time?
Okay, how do we define time? This is a good question. Succession of moments. Succession of moments.
Is matter involved?
Sorry?
Is matter involved?
Matter is a part of time. All impermanent phenomena, they are tied with time. Only in the context of the impermanent phenomena we can talk about the time. Time does not exist outside the domain of impermanent phenomena. So matter is involved.
So how can it be subtle? So how can it be subtle?
Time.
Yeah.
Of course. Momentariness. The subtle against a relative phenomena. You're getting it? Okay. Say let's say. Okay, let's say. Molecule is subtle or not subtle? Molecule is subtle or not subtle? Molecule is subtle or not subtle?
Depends. It's relative.
Depends. Yeah, it depends. It depends. Okay. 20 degrees centigrade, hot, cold. 20 degrees centigrade, hot, cold. Depends. Right? Delhi, 20 degrees centigrade, what a paradise. Notice, let's say 30 degrees centigrade, hot, cold. 30 degrees centigrade. Finnish people, very hot, hell. Delhi people is a paradise. It's relative. Yeah. You're getting it? So therefore, subtle, not subtle, is all relative. You have to speak of that in the context of a framework, in the context of a frame of reference. Frame of reference. So therefore, Albert Einstein talked about the relativity theory, right? Newton, he only spoke about the relativity of space. He did not talk about relativity of time. And Albert Einstein talked about relativity of time and space both. So he said that nothing can be spoken of independent of the frame of reference. Subtle, gross, you have to speak about that with respect to a frame of reference. With respect to the, let's say, there is with respect to the Delhi temperature, Delhi heat, 30 degrees very mild, very pleasant. With respect to Finnish weather, 30 degrees very hot. With respect to Delhi weather, the 15 degree is very cold. With respect to Finnish temperature, 16 degrees very pleasant. Right? It's all relative. Okay, good. So what we are talking about is the all composite phenomena are impermanent. Within impermanence, we see that they're gross and subtle. And the gross is the impermanence where the continuum doesn't, continuum comes to an end. And the subtle one, the end, as what I said, is a subtle one. I'm yet to explain it. And they are impermanent phenomena, which may not be qualified as a gross impermanent phenomena. So like the consciousness, like the time. What else? What else? Energy. Okay, energy also good idea, good thing. Energy, yes. Another example? Time, consciousness, energy.
Love.
Huh?
Love.
Love. Okay, that's interesting. Love. Who's love? Mother's love.
Universal love.
Universal. Where is the universal love?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Everywhere is in a plant. Huh?
Love is energy.
Okay. Okay. Love. This is interesting. What we can say is that they say love of the Buddha. The love of the Buddha, that becomes very specific. Love of the Buddha will remain forever, will never terminate. It's continuum. Very good. Okay, yes.
The Bhavanga. Would that, if we talk about the Bhavanga?
What is the Bhavanga?
Well, in the mind-only school, there is this underlying
Okay. Okay.
Is that
Alivijnan.
composite?
We are talking about the Alivijnan, the repository consciousness. Okay, repository consciousness is interesting. Repository consciousness, this is accepted by the mind-only school, it's not accepted by the high school. So even the mind-only school, is a repository consciousness, it will come to an end. It comes to an end when you reach the Bodhisattvas, when you reach the 8th Bhumi, it stops. Then for the Shravaka spiritual Buddhas, when you reach Arahat, when they become Arahat, then that stops. Okay, good. So the finite details, don't worry too much about that. As long as you know that gross impermanence, subtle impermanence. Gross impermanence what? What is gross impermanence? Impermanent phenomena whose continuum will come to terminate. That is gross impermanence. What is subtle impermanence? Subtle, don't try to give the subtle impermanence on the basis of what I said, the gross impermanence. Subtle impermanence, and not necessarily whose continuum doesn't end. This is not a connotation. Subtle impermanence is a momentariness. Momentariness of the composite phenomena is known as the subtle impermanence. Subtle impermanence is the impermanence which underscores all impermanent phenomena. All impermanent phenomena should have the element of subtle impermanence. Even the gross impermanence also have the subtle impermanence. Gross impermanence are not subtle impermanent. Gross impermanence have subtle impermanence. You are not your body. You have the body. You are not the body. You have the body. Likewise, the gross impermanence are not subtle impermanence. Gross impermanence have the subtle impermanence. The momentariness is there. Okay, so this is a very important thing. Point number one: all composite things impermanent. So when we meditate on this, we have to think about the gross impermanence. Gross impermanence. We have to meditate on this. How, for example, let's say many of the people who you know during your childhood, some people in the school, you're all together. Then when you're in college, people are separated, and the moment you finish college, they will just disperse everywhere in the world. And then sometimes you meet them only after like 30 or 40 years. And then there's a gross impermanence. And likewise, many younger than you, your age, older than you, many of them left the world. Yes, yes. Mariela, you can show this like this to me. That's good enough. Okay. So this the gross impermanence. So we have to seriously meditate on this. And of course, for the meditation part, most likely from tomorrow onwards in the mornings, we'll do the meditation on all the four seals. This gross impermanence.
Geshe, when we're talking about Buddha nature, it's non-composite, but it's empty of inherent nature.
Buddha nature, okay, yes, that's a good reminder. Thank you so much. I do not really go into the details of the classifications of the Buddha nature. Buddha nature is of two kinds, one which is composite phenomena and the other which is non-composite phenomena. Buddha nature, there are two. The classifications will do this the afternoon session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this reminder. Yes, okay, we'll stop here. Deyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasam Gati Bodhi Swahatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasam Gati Bodhi Swahatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasam Gati Bodhi Swahatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasam Gati Bodhi Swaha. Okay, 3 prostrations.